Okay, let's be real. Have you ever poured weeks, maybe even months of your life into a super detailed report, only to get that sinking feeling that nobody actually read it? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on how to create reports that don't just get filed away, but actually get read and drive real decisions. It's such a frustrating question, right? You've got all this amazing data, these incredible insights, all compiled so carefully. So why do they just fizzle out? Well, it's usually because they all suffer the same tragic fate. They end up in, you know the one, the report graveyard. It's that forgotten folder on a shared drive or that dusty shelf in the corner. It's where dense, confusing, and let's face it, boring reports go to be forgotten forever. And that's a really sad end for what's often the culmination of a massive amount of work. Look, we need to be crystal clear about the stakes here. For a lot of projects, that final report isn't just a summary. It is the only thing people see. It's the one piece of evidence that proves all that hard work even happened. The entire value of your project, it's often judged by this one single document. This quote just hits the nail on the head. Think about that for a second. If a busy manager's only interaction with your months of research is this one document and maybe a quick presentation, it has to be perfect. It's got to shout value from the first sentence. No pressure, right? So, how do we dodge the graveyard? It all comes down to one word: structure. A clear, logical blueprint is your secret weapon against confusion. It's what takes your reader by the hand and guides them from the chaotic mess of data to a cohesive, clear conclusion that's just impossible to ignore. And yet, when you look at the entire process laid out like this, it can be a little intimidating. It's a long journey from that initial spark of an idea to the final follow-up call, and it's so easy to see how things can get messy and confusing along the way. But we can totally simplify this. The whole thing really just boils down to three main stages. First, you figure out what all the data actually means. Second, you put the report together. And third, you present your findings and do the follow-up. See? Way more manageable when you think about it like that. And the report itself, it has a classic time-tested structure. You've got your prefatory part. That's the stuff at the beginning that sets the stage. Then there's the main body, which is the real heart of your analysis. And finally, the appended part for all the nitty-gritty data. Think of this as the skeleton. If you get the bones right, the rest of the body will hold together beautifully. Now, let's get real for a second. Even with the most perfect structure in the world, not every single word is going to be read by every single person. Busy executives are short on time, so we have to focus our energy on the parts that deliver the biggest knockout punch. If you remember one thing from this, let it be this. Your executive summary isn't just a warm-up act. It's the main event. It's your one shot. You have to write it assuming that for most decision makers, this page is the entire report. And when you get to those all-important recommendations, they can't just be interesting little ideas. They have to be locked into reality. Are they actually feasible? Can the company even do this? Are they practical? And here's the kicker. Are they actionable? Can someone read this and know exactly what steps to take next? This is a perfect example of the end game here. A company like United Airlines, they use the reports not just to look at the past, but as a tool to make huge, forward-looking decisions. Their customer satisfaction data directly shapes their entire marketing and strategic plan. That is the kind of impact we're all aiming for. But hey, a great structure and a powerful message don't mean much if they're delivered poorly, right? So this brings us to how you actually get the message across, making all that complex data simple and easy to understand with clear writing and really smart visuals. The rules for clear writing are actually pretty simple, but so powerful. First, please drop the jargon. Write for your reader, not to impress other people in your field. Second, be objective. Just present the facts, and as the source says, tell it like it is. And third, be terse. Get to the point. Every word you cut makes your message that much stronger. So you might start out with something that looks like this, a big old table of data. And sure, it's accurate, it's comprehensive, but it's also just a wall of numbers. It doesn't really tell a story. To do that, we need visuals. Okay, so let's break this down. Over on the left, you've got a pie chart. This is great for answering one question. Who had the biggest slice of the pie in 2007? It's a snapshot. But now, look to the right. The line chart answers a totally different and way more strategic question. Who's been gaining ground and who's been slipping over the past 5 years? See? Choosing the right visual isn't about decoration. It's about choosing the right story to tell. All right, you've done it. You built a solid report. The writing is crisp, the visuals are on point. Now it's time for the final step, the oral presentation. This is your moment. This is your chance to bring that story to life and answer questions in real time. And a fantastic, super simple framework for any presentation is the Tell 'em principle. It's a classic for a reason. It just flat out works. It's incredibly effective at making your message stick in people's minds. It's literally as easy as 1, 2, 3. First, you tell them what you're going to tell them. You set the stage. Then, you tell them. You dive in and deliver all your key findings. And finally, you tell them what you told them. You circle back and hammer home the most important takeaways. This isn't just being repetitive, it's smart. It's how our brains are wired to remember information. You're creating a loop that makes your message unforgettable. And through this whole entire process, from the first word of the report to the last slide of the presentation, never, ever forget the other golden rule. It's a great little acronym, KISS'M. Keep it simple and straightforward. That idea, that commitment to simplicity, is the thread that ties all of this together. Because at the end of the day, a great report is so much more than just a document. It's a story that's backed up by hard data. And by giving that story a clear structure, a powerful message, and a simple, direct delivery, you make sure that story actually gets heard. So the only question left is, are you ready to tell it?